Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost, and we're dealing with the eyes of the collection today. The eyes. Right, before I get going, I missed one from the H's. Hunter Killer. Gerard Butler. He plays Joe Glass, a sub captain on a nuclear sub, and good espionage film. Action, lots of action. There's more action. It's like Air Force One kind of thing. Eyes. Okay, I Am Legend. This is a great movie. Will Smith is okay. The zombies in this are a little bit ropey. The CGI. They should have stuck with practical effects, basically. I enjoyed this film. I think it's really good, and it's nice to see New York sort of desolated, things like that. The effects, they've done it really well. I actually stayed in a hotel in New York, and it's featured at the start. He's driving that red. Is it Camaro? He's driving through the streets of New York. Stayed at the Wellington Hotel, which is on there. Really good. I Am Number 4. This has got Teresa Palmer. She looks like Kristen. Is it Kristen Stewart? One from the Snow White and Huntsman things. Also got Emily Wickersham from who plays Bishop in the NCIS TV show. It's good. It's about aliens trying to sort of killing off these people that are numbered, and after number 4. It's a good sci-fi film. It's supposed to be like a series of them. I Am Wrath, John Travolta. I don't know if I've seen this one or not. I don't know. So I'll pass to the next one. Ice Cold in Alex. Yeah, this is a good one. 1942. War film set North Africa, Libya. They're trying to escape from because the Germans are encroaching on them, and they're trying to get out the area, and they get this old ambulance. Good, John Mills. Good film. Ice Station Zebra. This is a film with sort of two storylines. You got they're sending a sub up to get these people from is it North Pole? Yeah, up to the North Pole and rescue them. They're sort of isolated there, but it's like an espionage film, and it's sort of a story above the ice and one in the sub as well. This is number 69 from 1968 of the HMV Premium collection. Icequake. This was from the Sci-Fi Channel. This one, sort of an original thing from the Sci-Fi Channel. This guy and his family are going to pick out a Christmas. I think it's set on Christmas Eve. They're up in Alaska, and they're going to go and get their Christmas tree. And there's this big ice quake. You got the permafrost breaking. You got this big methane gas thing going on. It's tacky, but I kind of like that sort of thing. I Come with the Rain. Josh Hartnett. Alfred Hitchcock. I Confess. This has got Carl Malden from the streets of San Francisco, and what's his name? I think Montgomery Clift. Yeah, Montgomery Clift in this one. That's a HMV Premium one, number 65 from 1953. I, Daniel Blake, and this is the story of a guy. He's a joiner. I think he was a joiner, and he becomes unemployed. And it's all about sort of the benefit system. He teams up with this single mother, and sort of a gritty drama thing. Identity. John Cusack. There's a guy in here. I forget what his name is. He's in lots of things, but Constantine. He's the guy who works down in the bowling alley, and his eyes are always sort of moving like from side to side really quickly as you talk to him, as he talks to people. Yeah, this is not what it seems. Very claustrophobic. Set in a motel. Can't really give away a lot. Talking of which, I recently saw the Avengers Endgame, and people have been putting reviews up. And hats off to those people, because you can't talk about the film without giving anything away. I'm not going to give anything away. So, great film. Go and see it. Identity Thief. Woo! Melissa McCarthy. A lot of people hate her. I've enjoyed every single film I've seen her in. But I haven't seen the Happy Time Murder things yet with the Muppets. Yeah, good film. She steals. What's his name? Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman. She steals his identification and goes spending and whatnot. So it's a comedy. Good film. Ides of March. I've only seen about a quarter of this. I think I was in cinema. Philip Seymour Hoffman's in this. In a cinema, but I had to leave Someone came in to get me to. I had to go somewhere, so I need to get on and watch the end of this, or the last 3/4 of it. It was good from what I saw. Political film. I don't know how she does it. I Feel Pretty. I saw this maybe about a month ago. I didn't mind it at all, actually. I got a lot of hate. It's sending the message that she had a bump on her head and she needed that to feel confident about her sort of image. And but it's good. I enjoyed it for what it was, you know. It's one of those sort of throwaway films, I think. If I Stay. That's Chloe Grace Moretz and that. I'm Frankenstein. I like this. It's a sort of Frankenstein set in the modern day, or Frankenstein's monster set in modern day. It's set 200 years after his creation. Adam is the monster. Very biblical. 3D is good in that. Very good. I think you can only get it in 3D and 2D. It comes as like a combo thing, like The Darkest Hour, not the Churchill one, the sci-fi one. I give it a year. Steve Merchant makes this film. Steve Merchant, so funny. I Killed Giants. Now this is German import, didn't get a UK release, and if you don't like the rating logo on the cover, you can always reverse the artwork, and it's not got it on there. Doesn't do it. They don't do it on all German releases, but most of them. Yeah, it's the giants are metaphors. It's not. Sorry, spoiler. It's not about killing giants. Cashew One, Steve. Cashew One's a channel. Steve's the guy who runs the channel. We did a trade. He sent me this. This is part of the Movie Club exclusive, Disney Movie Club exclusive. It says anniversary edition, but isn't it every year an anniversary? I don't know how many years. Yeah, I'll Be Home for Christmas. Classic. I Love You, Philip Morris. I need to put a new case on that, or just peel off this sticker. So lazy. I saw this at the cinema with my daughter. That was not an easy watch. It is very. There's a lot of sex in it between men and men. Very good film though. Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor. I think it's a true story as well, which is unbelievable. I Love You, Man. This is Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, Jason Segel in the Muppet films. Paul Rudd is getting married to whoever that woman is. I don't know who her name is. Let me have a quick look. Rashida Jones? Maybe. Yeah, he's getting married to her, and he realises he can't find the best man, so she says, go out and find a friend, go and have a friend, because he's got no friends, and he comes across Jason Segel's character, and he alters his life and sort of outlook on life. It's good comedy. The Illusionist. This is Italian import, and it's one of those films that when Hollywood were putting out two types of film the same, like Deep Impact, Armageddon, that sort of thing. This came out about the same time as Prestige. I don't know which one I prefer because I love them both. The other one's done by Christopher Nolan. This one is Neil Berger. Never heard of him before. But the colour tones, the story, the character, just a really good film. And it's not set in modern day. It's really good. And got Paul Giamatti in this as well as Edward Norton and Jessica Biel. But also, if you're a fan of EastEnders, it's got Max Brennan in this as well. Imagine that. I've not seen this yet. Eddie Murphy. That was an American import. Imagination of Dr. Parnassus Ebenezer's story that oh god, what's his name? Heath Ledger. Yeah, he died during production, so a lot of people came in. Colin Farrell, Jude Law, Johnny Depp. They kind of took over the role. It's got Andrew Garfield in this as well, the ex-Spider-Man. Imitation Game. This should be compulsive viewing. It's the story of Alan Turing. No, I say he was gay. He was homosexual, and I'm only mentioning that because it's relevant to the story. The guy was a legend. He was intelligent beyond belief. The whole world was trying to crack the Enigma code. If you don't know what the Enigma code is, it was a communication device invented by the Germans, and they were sending messages through the war that couldn't that was encrypted, and nobody could decrypt them. So he just they brought him in, and he was treated like dirt. Honestly, Mark Strong was a git to him. He was in charge in Bletchley, and so he says that he could crack the code, and it took him quite a while. He had to build like a working computer and it's still there today. And although they dismantled it, they had the plans. They still can't put it together to how he had it and up and running, because he was that clever. Even with the plans, they can't do it today. And he cracked the code, and with the help of like Keira Knightley, who was really good in this, and other people. And it turns out after all that, he was arrested for being a homosexual by Greg Kinnear, Roy Kinnear's son or nephew in the film, and he wasn't actually arrested by Greg Kinnear. He was portrayed by Greg Kinnear, the police officer, and I think he actually died in real life because he was obsessed with Snow White. He poisoned an apple and bit an apple and died that way. But they wanted to chemically castrate him, and he was treated like dirt. Bastards. Immortals in 3D. I can't remember. I have seen it, but I can't remember it. Imperium. Oh, this is the guy. Michael German was a real FBI agent, and his name's been changed to Nate Foster in this. Played by Daniel Radcliffe, the Harry Potter then, played by Daniel Radcliffe, and he has to sort of infiltrate, oddly enough, with the name Michael German, the real guy, to a white supremacist group. And it's about going undercover, and this happens quite a lot apparently. Go undercover, and sometimes you go so deep that you sort of become that kind of person. The Impossible. About is it 2004? 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. I remember having food poisoning that year when that happened, and I was up all night throwing up, and I was watching this sort of unfold on the news. It's awful what happened. In the Valley of Violence, Ethan Hawke and John Travolta. These two movies, In-Betweeners movie and In-Betweeners 2. If you like that kind of sort of juvenile, sort of teenage comedy, you're going to love them. In Bruges, great film. Colin Farrell plays like a hitman along with Brendan Gleeson and their crime boss, Ralph Fiennes. It's all about, he sends them on a job, and I believe, because I haven't seen it for a while, Colin Farrell doesn't want to do it or something, so Ralph Fiennes sort of puts out a hit on him. Set in Prague as well. Bruges, Prague. Good dark comedy. Inception. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised because I know Christopher Nolan doesn't like 3D, but this would be phenomenal in 3D. The effects in this is really good. Sort of the dream within a dream sort of scenario. A propaganda song, isn't it? Dream within a dream. Yeah, very, very good. Excellent. It's got like Ellen Page in there as well. In Cold Blood. Then this came with, what was that film? Capote, like a double feature with Capote. So I just got a new cover for Capote, and I put this in its own case. I made this case because it had a separate disc. I don't know why they put them together. What I do is kind of Capote wrote in Cold Blood about the killers in the farm. That's why it's connected. Incredible Burt Wonderstand, I think what it was called then. Steve Carell plays this sort of magician, and he's like a David Copperfield kind of magician, or wannabe anyway. And Jim Carrey's in this. He plays like a David Blaine one, like he wants to drill into his head and things like that, and doesn't eat for a year, that sort of thing. Alan Arkin is an old magician. It's just a really fun story. When Alan Arkin, he drops the smoke, and he sees him sort of creeping under the bed. Oh, such a funny scene. Okay, and The Incredibles, a really good animated film. This is Disney Pixar. Just beautiful animation, characters, story, really good. It's got the rewards in here, but you don't do the Disney rewards in the UK anymore. Shame. But there you go. And then they brought the second one out, and it is just as good. It literally carries on seconds after. The animation is a little bit more crisp and clearer, and it's just great film. Absolutely brilliant. And the 3D is phenomenal on this. I don't know if the first one was in 3D. No, it wasn't. But the second one is. Right, let's pause it there and get the next. And carrying on, we have the Incredible Hulk. Not as good. Well, yeah, it is good. It's better than the Hulk. Is it just on its own? The Eric Bana one. This is the Edward Norton one, and the only problem I have with this is the, what's it called? The thing at the end, the abomination. A little bit too CGI, sort of. I don't know. I just didn't like that bit. But I do like Edward Norton's portrayal of the Hulk. They're not as good as the. In fact, the Hulk character is getting better each time. So the Mark Ruffalo is the best one, but this is the second best one. Then you got Eric Bana. Incredible Shrinking Man. Yeah, this is Arrow. I thought this was Indicator. It's an Arrow release. Indecent Proposal. I hear that, or I heard, or read that after this film was made, women's underwear, white women's underwear, sort of became really popular. Probably because Demi Moore was wearing them in the film. I don't know. But yeah, the story of Demi Moore married to Woody Harrelson, and they're on. I think they're on their honeymoon. It's been a while since I've seen this. And then you've got billionaire John Cage, played by Robert Redford. He comes along and he offers $1 million if he can have a night with Woody Harrelson's wife, Demi Moore. And it just is a bit too much of a temptation for them to pass that up. Independence Day. What a great film this is. This is... When was this made? 90s? It's got to be in the 90s. 96. And this was everybody who had a home cinema. This was their go-to film. If anybody came over and wanted to see their setup, this was one of the films that you put on, be it VHS, DVD, or whatever. Be VHS because that was before DVD, wasn't it? Yeah, it's just a great film, great sound, great effects for its time. Just loved it, and every character in there, you've got like you got the Will Smith character. I forget what his name is in it. He's like a maverick, Tom Cruise, Top Gun kind of guy. You've got Jeff Goldblum, who plays the nerdy scientist. Bill Pullman, who gives that great American speech at the Independence Day speech, and the only annoying person is that one, David. That bloke, you know what I mean. Apart from that, great film. And then this one, if this was a standalone, would it have got so much hate? I don't know. It's okay. It's not as bad as people make out. 3D. They should have made the other one 3D as well. Should upgrade the other one to 3D. Indiana Jones. I remember when this came out. What was it, about 94? 91? No, sorry, 84 or 81? 81. 81 it's saying on there. My mother was saying, "Oh, come on, Anna, can you watch this new film? It's set during the war. It's about an archaeologist." And no, thank you. And anyway, went on. I watched it, loved it, brilliant. What a great film. Seen it probably about 100 times since. Indiana Jones, Vader's Lost Ark, trying to find the Ark of the Covenant. Great, absolutely brilliant. And then this one came along. This is my least favourite. And I know it's controversial because this is a lot of people's favourite of the set. Now, it's not to say this is a bad film, because I do love this film, just not as much as the others. Now, this is about getting the sacred Indian stones that were stolen and brought like drought and poverty to the village, so he has to get them back. You got Short Round in this Cape Capsule. It's just a really good action, just a good old action film. Nothing more to be said than that. It's a little bit creepy at the end with the guy with the heart and everything, but this is my favourite. The Last Crusade. Trying to find the Cup of Christ. Oh, I must say, you got that John Rhys Davis in it, who plays, is it Solomon? Great character. And Denholm Elliott as well, who is a great actor. God rest his soul. And Sean Connery brilliant. Who played Indiana Jones' dad? He was only like 15 years older than him, but it's really good. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. The only thing is not brilliant about this is a little bit of Shia LaBeouf. I mean, he's alright in this. It's just little bits of his character in this that are not great. But I love the film. And also, so I should mention as well, Karen Allen, who's in all of these films, plays Abner Ravenwood's daughter. What's her name? I can't think of her name in it. Oh God, it's gone. It's gone. Is it on here? Marion. That is it. Marion. Yeah. Great female lead. And at a time, this sort of time, strong female leads with sort of few and far between. You had like Sigourney Weaver and Aliens, but Karen Allen in this, brilliant. And you've also got Kate Blanchett, who looks lovely in dark hair. Oh. Yeah, good film. Good film. And they're after like Alien, well, not after Aliens. They got this alien skull, but I won't give it away. In Dubious Battle, I must push on. Dubious Battle. Infamous. Now, Capote. I was talking about Capote earlier with that In Cold Blood. Capote is a great film. Philip Seymour Hoffman, and who's the woman in it? Is it Sigourney Weaver? Sigourney Weaver's in this. Who's the female in the other one? I can't remember who the other one was. But this one is a better version. This is called Infamous. Historia de un Crimen. Is this a Spanish release? Or Italian? I think it's Italian. Watch this one. This is Capote. It's the same story, exactly the same story. And Capote is played by Toby Jones in this. You've got Sandra Bullock, Daniel Craig as the criminal who shot the people on the farm, Gwyneth Paltrow, Isabella Rossellini, Sigourney Weaver, and Hope Davis. Just a better version all round. But the other one's good as well. It's like the Indiana Jones thing. It's not a bad film. Capote is good, but that one's better. Inferno. I should put this with Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code, really. Yeah, this is a Ron Perlman film. Ron Howard film, not Ron Perlman film. Ron Howard directed this. Great film. I like the series. I hope they do more. This is the one Felicity Jones in. Infestation. If you like sci-fi, the Sci-Fi Channel, but you want a little bit more, almost like a Hollywood Productions thing, then go for this one. Infestation. It's a good giant creatures, insects mainly. It's kind of sci-fi-ish channel, kind of, but a little bit better. Good fun film. The Infidel. It's got Ahmed Jali, the English comic. Miranda Hart, Matt Lucas is in that as well. The Infiltrator. I've just started watching Breaking Bad. I'm up to the end of season 2 now. Loving it. Bryan Cranston, such a good actor. Bryan Cranston. Infinitely Polar Bear. This was an American import, region 3. The Informant with Matt Damon. The Informers is this Billy Bob Thornton, Winona Ryder. Kim Basinger's in that as well, and Mickey Rourke. Inglourious Basterds, a really good war film of such. It's really a story of revenge, and it's also got another thing going on as well with Brad Pitt just hunting down Nazis. But the underlying story is Christopher Waltz is a Jewish killer. He's a Nazi colonel, Hans Lander, and yeah, he kills Jews. He hunts them down, and it's about revenge because he missed one that witnessed what he was doing. Great movie. Ooh, what have we got here? Injustice. This has got a different name, I think, in the US. It's Chris Evans, aka Captain America, and he is taking on a corporate company, and it's about something to do with insulin or something, if I remember. Infected needles. Inkheart. Now this is the story of Brendan Fraser. He has the ability, it's like a superpower really. If he reads a book, the characters of the book materialize, come to life, and his daughter has the same power, I think. And the inevitable happens. He reads a book, or she reads a book. No, she reads a book. Characters appear, nasty characters, and he's got to try and get them back in the book. Andy Serkis is great in this. Duct tape. If you've seen the film, you know what I mean. Duct tape. He loves it. Jim Broadbent's in this as well. Helen Mirren. It's a great cast. Paul Bettany. The In-Law, a Criterion, no less. The In-Laws. I bought this because I really enjoyed the Michael Douglas version, and the guy, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Oh, I had it then. What was it? Avery. Is it Avery Brooks? The guy who did the voice of Nemo's dad in Finding Nemo. Yeah. The In-Laws, about a couple getting married, and his father works for this, like, the CIA. Bit of a nut job. Very politically incorrect. I love you. Oh no, sorry, I love you. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. This is a remake of an Australian film. I think I did have it on DVD, and I can't remember what it was called. Remake of an Australian film. Adam Sandler, Kevin James. I don't think this could get made today. I really don't. About two firemen were going to lose their pension, so they decided to exploit a loophole, get married. So, because I think his wife dies or something, so he's losing the pension, something like that. I can't remember the core of the story. Inner Space. Now, I said when Fantastic Voyage was being shown in the Fs that they should remake it, and they kind of did with this one. Great film. Dennis Quaid plays a maverick soldier. Was he a pilot? I can't remember what he is, like a test pilot or something. Tuck Pendleton, and he gets injected or shrunk down into this like little needle and in a serum, and he accidentally gets injected into Martin Short, and Martin Short's the comedy of the film. It's just, you need to watch it. It's Joe Dante, and he directed this, and you got Meg Ryan in this. It's a good comedy, good comedy action. Innocent Man, about a man played by Tom Selleck, who gets sent to prison for a crime he didn't commit, and you got two corrupt cops, and he's trying to prove his innocence. It's a good film, from sort of typical of the 90s, like Hand That Rocked the Cradle sort of era. Inseparable, yes, it's Kevin Spacey, so I don't mind Kevin Spacey, kind of like a superhero-ish kind of film. Inside Llewellyn Davis, not seen that one. Oscar Isaac's in that. Inside Man, cool heist film, and I just love the ending. Clive Owen is doing the heist. You got Denzel Washington, who's sort of negotiating, trying to get the hostages and everybody out, and you got Jodie Foster, who's trying to get. She's like a fixer, and she's trying to get. I think it's Christopher Plummer. She's working for. She's trying to get something out of the vault, or negotiate with the killer, with the bank robbers to get something out of the vault. But good. Very, very good. And how... I can't say the ending. Inside Out. A pretty decent... I'm looking at this, see if it is a Disney... Yeah, it's a Disney Pixar movie. And it's about the four or five characters that control the brain, the emotions, the hot-headedness, the depression and creativeness. It's like the characters in your brain that control all your emotions. And favourite character in this is definitely the... I was just trying to think. I saw a film of him in last night. The hothead. Good. If you ever get a song that what they call an earworm that plays over and over, that explains why you get it. Insidious popped it in the green cat. I think there's like 5 or 6 films in this pile that's got different colour cases. Insidious. I think I've seen that. Is that the one with got Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne? Yeah. Insomnia. Al Pacino is investigating I think it's a serial killer. Was it just a one-off killer? I think it's a serial killer, and he suspects Robin Williams. Hilary Swank's in this as well, helping out Al Pacino, and it's very claustrophobic in so much as it's filmed up in, is it Alaska? I think it's Alaska, something like that, where there's like 6 months of just daytime, and he's like trying to get asleep, and he's like pulling the curtains, and there's like a beam of sunlight's coming through at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a good film. It's really playing with his mind. And Inspector Calls, probably one of the biggest twists in a film. Yeah, this is the sort of film that you would get M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, actually, saying that, I'll say no more. Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan, he didn't direct this. It was Guy Hamilton directed this. Great twist. And if you've seen it, if I mention M. Night Shyamalan, you probably understand why I'm not going to say any more about that. As the Sims, that was from 1954. Probably where he got the inspiration. No, I'm not going to say any more. The Intern. Robert De Niro, Anne Hathaway. The Internship. That's right, Internship. That's the next one. The International spy film with Naomi Watts. I like Naomi Watts. I do like Naomi Watts. The Internship. This would be like me going to work for Google. I have no idea. I'm totally useless at computers and stuff. So if you ask me to put links and share and stuff, I don't know how to do that. Very funny film. Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson. Not a big fan of Vince Vaughn, but he's good in this. And Owen Wilson. What happened to him? Where's he now? Don't have to answer that. I'll look it up for myself. I'm lazy like that. Okay. The Interpreter. This is Sean Penn, Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman is an interpreter at the UN in New York, and she sort of overhears a plot to assassinate somebody, and then you've got Sean Penn. He's deployed by, I think it's the FBI, something like that, CIA, FBI, to investigate whether or not it's a substantial threat, and also to protect her. It's a good thriller. Interstellar. It's another one. Christopher Nolan does like 3D. This would be phenomenal in 3D. Bit time travel. I love the thing when they're on the planet and they're aging on the planet slower than the people who in the spacecraft above. Just a great film. The thing with the time travel and the wormholes and all that, and it's a little bit convoluted, but it's a good film. The Interview. I didn't think this was going to get a UK release at all because a lot of controversial things going on at the time, controversy, and there were rumours this was never going to come out. And it's, who is it? It's James Franco, Seth Rogen, and a sort of dig at North Korea. Interview with a Vampire, and you've got Tom Cruise who plays the stat. Now, when he was cast, Anne Rice, who wrote it, didn't want him to play the stat, so she sort of saw his like screenplay and stuff, and then she was convinced, yeah, he was the only person to play it. He plays it really well. But the interview is not with Tom Cruise. He's the interview's with Brad Pitt, and I think it's Christian Slater who's doing the interview. And Brad Pitt is retelling his life as a vampire, and the other vampires who he interacts with. And Tom Cruise is one of them, along with Antonio Banderas. Very good film, and you got a very young Kirsten Dunst. I think she's like 12 in this, something like that, start of her career. In the Blood. This has got that Danny Trejo, Steve Lang, Luis Guzman, and Gina Carano, the fighter. I don't think I've seen this. Doesn't look familiar. In the Electric Mist. This is Tommy Lee Jones, and he's a detective, and he's hunting a serial killer. And you've got John Goodman. Good film, very good film. In the Heart of the Sea. This is another Ron Howard film, and it's kind of like the Moby Dick story. Just a great film. The 3D in this phenomenal. Just the opening scene when they're going through that cabin thing, it's just beautiful. This was is this a German release, or have I got two copies of it? Yeah, I've got two copies. I've got a German one and the English one. Let me just check. Yeah, I've got two copies. I've got the UK and the German one. I think maybe with the German one, some of the text might have come up in German, so I've rebought it as a UK one. It's a bit like Into the Spider-Verse. My son bought the 4K, so I had his Blu-ray, because on the Spanish one, some of on the 2D version, the text, you get like pop-up things of the comic book text, and that's in Spanish. and you can alter that. But on the 3D disc, and the 3D is beautiful, by the way, on the Into the Spider-Verse, it's all in English. So just on the 2D one, he gave me his 2D Blu-ray. So I've got the 2D Blu-ray and the 3D Spanish one. Anyway, and yeah, this must have been the same thing. So I've got the 3D German and the 3D English. Yeah, just a beautiful film in 3D and a great story as well. Chris Hemsworth, Brendan Gleeson, Tom Holland, Ben Whishaw. Great cast, great story, great 3D. Win-win. In A Line of Fire, now you got Clint Eastwood plays a Secret Service agent, and he's trying to hunt down John Malkovich's character, who's made a substantial threat against the president, and but he's a little bit more of a threat than they first anticipate, because he's like an assassin, a professional assassin for the government. It's a good film, very, very good film. One of Clint Eastwood's best one, that one. In the Name of the Father. In the Name of the Father. I don't know why I said it like. In the Name of the Father, you've got Pete Postlethwaite, Daniel Day-Lewis, and they play two of the Guildford Four. Guildford Four were suspected terrorists of the IRA who spent 15 years in an English prison because they were suspected of blowing up a pub. I think it was. I can't remember where Guildford. What it was, a pub or something like that, or a shopping centre, I can't remember. But they blew at this. They didn't blow at this place. They were suspected terrorists, and they were wrongfully convicted because they were in the wrong place, wrong time, bad evidence. And this is basically about trying to clear their name, and it took a long time. And Emma Thompson's their lawyer. It's just a really heart-wrenching film from 1993. No, it's got to be later than that. No, that's when he won the Oscar. It doesn't matter when it's on, but it's just a really good film and worth a watch. Just a little bit over 2 hours. I think it's about 2 hours 15, something like that. In the Name of the King. I haven't seen this one. This is probably the only Jason Statham film I've not watched. It's got a great cast as well. Burt Reynolds, Ray Liotta, John Rhys Davies, who was also he's in the Indiana Jones films. He plays Solomon, and Ron Perlman. So I need to watch this. Yeah, In the Name of the King. In the Valley of Elah. This is another Tommy Lee Jones film with Charlize Theron, and his son, I believe, gets killed. But I don't think it's he's a soldier. His son, and I don't think he gets killed in battle. If I remember right, he gets killed in a pub or something like that. Yeah, he gets. I think he gets killed in a pub. Pretty sure he is. And he wants to investigate himself, and he's met with hostility and sort of misdirection. Good investigation film. In This Corner of the World. This is a manga film, and it is set in about 1940 something, 1944 in Hiroshima. Do you say Hiroshima or Hiroshima? I don't know. Hiroshima. Yeah, during the war, during the bombing. So there you go. That's that one. In Time. This is a film where people wear their currency on their wrist. It's sort of a tattoo, a moving tattoo. It's like a clock, like a digital clock. And when it runs down to zero, you're dead. Simple as that. So people are living day by day. They've only got like 24 hours. You go to work, and you, instead of earning money, you earn credit. So if you go to a pub and buy a drink, they scan your arm, and like a drink could be 2 credits or 2 hours, that sort of thing. So your credit is your lifeline, basically. And somebody, you got Justin Timberlake, who's sort of living seat of his pants. He's only got like a day or two to live. You don't age as well. Like once you reach 30, you don't go like. You could live for 1,000 years if you've got the time on your arm, the credit, but you don't age in looks. So his mother, who's played by Olivia Wilde, I think, she looks the same age as him, as her son, Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake is given like 1,000,000 years or something like that. I can't remember how long he's given by a guy who just doesn't want to live anymore. He transfers it over to Justin Timberlake, and people want it off him, as you would. And he's being investigated by Cillian Murphy, who wants to sort of track him down and take it all away. Intolerable Cruelty. I only saw this once back when it was first released, 2003. Didn't like it, but I thought I'd give it another go because I like George Clooney, like Catherine Zeta-Jones. So maybe I was just not in the mood at the time to watch it properly. Into the Blue. It's got Paul Walker, Jessica Alba. It's a treasure hunting film. Good film. I like those kind of films. Into the Storm. This is 3D. This is a film that needs to be in 3D. It's one of those sort of 2012 Day After Tomorrow sort of storm raging through and killing everybody sort of films. Good. I like those sort of films as well. Love them. Into the Night, Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's a 101 film. I don't like it, but they go all the way up to the top. It's like a DVD case, basically. That annoys me now. Into the Wild. This is a true story. It's got a whole. It's about a guy who goes on a trip out into the Alaskan wild. Well, and I'm pretty sure he dies. And this is about sort of, and this is a true story, so it's not like I'm giving a lot away there. All about how, I don't know how I haven't seen it. How they find out must find his body, I guess, but they sort of retrack his steps to see what led up to his demise. I'm not sure. I need to watch that. Let's pause it there. There's just two little piles of movies left. Into the Woods, a musical. And look at this cast. You've got Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, James Corden, Anna Kendrick, and Chris Pine and Johnny Depp as the Wolf. And obviously you got Meryl Streep, who is vastly overrated actress according to Donald Trump. Okay, Invasion. This is kind of like a remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but different. I like this one. Nicole Kidman. She injured herself during this. I saw making it. This was actually on the news. There's a scene where she's driving a car and people are crammed on top and it crashes. She got quite injured during that. Daniel Craig, he's good in this as well. And it's horrible. The way they sort of they pass on. It's like an alien takeover, pretty much. They sort of clone your body, and I think the people, they seem to have a nice life. These people that get taken over, they're stress free, and they're all really nice, and they're not nasty at all. They sort of obey curfews and the law. Bring it on, I say. But yes, but the way they pass it on, you see them, the waiters are like throwing up into their drink, and then they serve these drinks, and you eat it, and then you ingest this sort of alien life form. Good film though, good, I like it. Creepy in places too. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I love that cover with as supposed to be what's his name, Donald Sutherland. You got Leonard Nimoy, Spock in this as well as Jeff Goldblum. Comes with alternate art, but just a great film. Just a really, really good film about alien. But these, the way they take over in this one is they're in like pods, like eggs, and you break out as like a clone of the person. Can't remember really what happens to the person, the original person. I can't remember, but it's a really good sci-fi film. That's an Arrow release. Tons of extras on that. The Invention of Lying, Ricky Gervais. Now, I like Ricky Gervais as an actor. Like his TV shows, his films. Not so much as a presenter. He goes a little bit too near the mark on some of his presenting roles. This is good. Rob Lowe is hilarious in this film. Tina Fey's good. Jonah Hill. Is he still acting? Don't worry, I'll look it up. Jennifer Garner. But Ricky Gervais is set in a world where nobody lies. Nobody knows how to lie. It's never been something that's been invented, a lie. And then suddenly he tells us a lie and he gets away with it. And he's the only one on the planet that can lie. And it just changes his life around, because you have to believe. If I told you I was the president and you lived in this world, you'd believe I was the president. You'd have Secret Service around me, that sort of thing. They take it. If you say something, it's true. And all the hilariousness that pursues telling lies. Invictus. This is a cool film. This is Morgan Freeman playing Nelson Mandela, and it's about the Invictus Games. God, this is an old one. It's got a DVD digital copy. Unbelievable. Get rid of that. Don't want that in there. Yeah, great film. It's long, hour and 33 minutes. No, 133 minutes. So just over 2 hours. But very, very good. Very emotional. The Invisible Man. I've only seen bits of this movie. I've read the book. In the book, The Invisible Man is an absolute arse. He's nasty. It's a great book. Recommend the book. H.G. Wells. Claude Rains plays the Invisible Man in this. So I really want to watch this because this is probably the closest to the book. It's 1945. I can't remember when the book was written. But looking forward to that one. You should do another Invisible Man now. The effects could be really good. Hollow Man I watched maybe about 3 or 4 months ago. The effects still hold up on that. That's a really good film. We'll be coming up to that soon, won't we? H.I. will be in the next one. The Invisible Woman. This is a story of Charles Dickens' wife, played by Felicity Jones. Very, very slow, dry film, but it's very, very good at the same time. Saw this at the cinema. There's a great scene with the train crash. Just, he was an absolute little shit to his wife. He was, Charles Dickens. Great author. Can't put that past. He wrote my favourite book, The Christmas Carol. But an absolute shit in real life. Sorry for the language. I, Robot in 3D. I've not seen the 3D version. I've seen the 2D. I've actually met Will Smith as well in London. Nice guy. Huge hands on the guy. Jesus. Shook his hand. He's got like shovels as hands. Yeah, I need to check out the 3D of this. I should imagine it's pretty good. Depends on the conversion, I guess. Ironclad, kind of like a Game of Thronesy type setting. Paul Giamatti's in this. Quite an old film now. James Polfroy, is that his name? I don't know. Derek Jacobi. Just over 2 hours. Iron Giant. Beautiful animation, great story. Hogarth Hughes. Got a good voice cast in this. You've got Vin Diesel, who does the voice of the Giant. He also did the voice of Groot. Harry Connick Jr. He's in this. You've got the one from Friends. Oh, what's her name? Can't think of her name. Played Rachel Green. Jennifer Aniston. You've also got John Mahoney, who was in Frasier. He played Martin Crane. Just a really good film. And the extras on this, have a look at the extras if you've got this film. This is a bit about the archive, Warner Archives, that are stored in a salt mine about 300 metres below ground. It's really good. All the films down there, you could live down there. Iron Lady, the story of Margaret Thatcher. I met Margaret Thatcher as well. A tiny little woman. Hag. Anyway, yeah. Getting away from political points of view. Really good film. Meryl Streep knocks it out of the park. What a great film that is. Great biopic. Iron Man. Love origin films. Captain America is probably my favourite origin film. Oh, I like Ant-Man as well. But this is a great one. Absolutely brilliant. The second one, not as good as the first one, but still a good film. And something loosey-goosey in there. The third one, this was on TV maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I was watching it. I can't remember half of this. Just a lot of scenes. I thought, I can't remember that. It's been a while since. Right, going to crack on with these because I've got 14% of battery left. Iron Monkey. Now, yeah, there's no denying the fight scenes of this are really good. Acting ropey when they twirl up in the air, defying gravity. A little bit ropey, but brilliant. Brilliant choreography. Iron Skies. What the hell? Nazis living on the moon. Yeah. Is anybody there? This is Michael Caine. God bless you, sir. I Saw the Dead. This is originally a comic book. Great film. Ron Perlman. Just a really good film. I'd recommend that one. It's sort of not many people have seen that or have it in their collections. I Sell the Dead. Check it out. The Island, story of cloning and good action. Michael Bay film. Good action. Scarlett Johansson's in that and Ewan McGregor. Island of Dr. Moreau. This is H.G. Wells as well, I believe. Burt Lancaster plays Dr. Moreau. Michael York's in that too. Good film. Isle of Dogs. Not seen this one. Wes Anderson. My daughter keeps on at me to watch it, and I must get round to it, but I've not seen it. I don't know. I have no excuse. Isle of Dogs. I need to watch that. Ooh, It. This is the one with. Have you seen that? No, it's just a pamphlet. Tim Curry. And the sequel. I'm not going to watch this until the second part's out. I'm going to watch them as one. So, yeah, it's had a lot of hype. So I kind of want to wait till the hype dies down a bit. Which it probably has by now. The Italian Job. I'm not going to do the impression. 40th anniversary. That's more like the 50th now, I thought. Yeah, probably the 50th anniversary now. Great film. Michael Caine's. God bless you, sir. And then the remake. This is like a standalone film. The only similar thing is that they're stealing gold and they're using minis. Great film. I love it. Mark Wahlberg, Charlize Theron, Edward Norton's a great villain in this, and that's a kind of a little bit of a spoiler at the start. And again, Donald Sutherland. It Came from Beneath the Sea. Yeah, I do have the original release of this on Blu-ray. It's worth a lot of money now, and I gave it to my son. You're welcome. Yeah, Indicator release, because they re-released it in a part of a box set. Couldn't afford 6 legs on the octopus, and they only the 8 legs, and they only give it 6 because of the budget. I think it's a Harryhausen film. I'm pretty sure it is. It came from beneath the... no, it didn't. It came from outer space. That came from beneath the sea. This one came from outer space. 2D and 3D on the disc. Ooh, well, It Could Happen to You. This is Nicolas Cage, and he promises... He's a cop in New York. He goes into like a diner each day, and he promises the waitress if he wins the lottery, he'll give her half. I just don't think this is a true story, is it? Probably not. But he's married to, what's her name, Rose Perez in this, and she doesn't take it so well when he gives half of his winnings away. It follows. Creepy when the big guy comes through the doorway and he's like really quiet. Oh, that's creepy. I, Tonya. This is the story of Tonya Harding, the ice skater. And the mother, Alison Janney, won the Oscar. It's a mad, 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 mad world. This is a brilliant film. So many people in this. There's too many people to mention. And Don Knotts is in this. Peter Falk, Columbo, everybody. Terry Thomas. I just bought a film recently with Terry Thomas. This has got a Criterion release in the UK and America. But I've had this for quite a while now. Just a great film. It says Region A on the back of this release. It's not. It's Region B friendly. It's a Wonderful Life. Great Christmas film. However, it's only about 10 minutes of Christmas in this. But it's a film I watch every Christmas. Great film. And then you've got Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street. Their characters came from the two people in this. Bert and Ernie, friends. This was shown at the cinema about 4 or 5 years ago on Christmas Eve evening. Went and saw it. Just a really good film. And every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. It's true. It's complicated. I've not seen this one. Meryl Streep, Steve Martin, Alec Baldwin. Complicated relationship story. It's kind of a funny story with Zach Galifianakis and Julia Roberts' niece, Emma Roberts. Last 2 films for the Paramount out. It, The Terror from Beyond Space. It from the Terror from Beyond Space. An old creature feature, black and white. And the last, but not least, I Want Candy. I think this is a Scandinavian release. Don't think it's out anywhere else in the world. Great story. It's a sex comedy. Carmen Electra. That's all you need to know. Good film, good comedy. That was The Eyes. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Leave a comment down below. Any recommendations that you have that I do not have in my eyes, and give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, if I've already said that just then. Take care.